About the city of Prince Rupert. You know, I wasted more than a year here, and I'm probably going to find out later this week if I'm going to be approved to volunteer more programs to help the seniors here, and it'll probably be a no. It's pretty sad. Some of them fall under leisure, right, and rec. One I forgot to say is a walking group, and that I would participate in. So this is a video that is aimed at Vancouver Island University because, as you can tell from the 26-page letter, I mostly fired you because you were not who you claim to be, experts in sustainability, which you require to be systems thinkers. It's under system science. And we talked about this in some of the classes, right? How the term was hijacked, by capitalists, and you chose that path, right? So I had to criticize you and say, yeah, no, I'm tired of this nonsense. But here's another idea I have is I've traveled through BC since I've been stuck in Canada again, and I think the city of Prince Rupert, I've never seen people kill, wreck, not just badminton, but a lot of things. Like I see, I don't know, I'm going to ask again for their wellness survey results. They don't seem to give me results of their surveys when I ask. And but it's the same schedule, and I'm at the second-hand store, and the lady who calls me brother now, who likes me at badminton from the coaching I did for her and her husband, and how when I'm not coaching I'm still super playful and silly and make everybody laugh. But they seem to want to keep using the term badminton instructor for the person who is largely responsible for killing the sport here. So I'll have to include some stakeholders like Badminton BC and the National Certification Organization. I'm not sure the exact name right now. In Canada, I'm certified. I'm under them. Started in Quebec, did more in BC. Didn't pursue in BC. I didn't really respect the coach there, who was... I'll let you guys figure it out. He's your friend. And one of the reasons I would include them is not just to see if cultural repair is possible with my recommendations, but also because I've approached them before to enlist in the international certification process, Badminton Canada, and because I want to travel to other countries that require this, and we haven't signed up in Canada, and it's sad, right? So what I would do is, hey, VIU, maybe even the same faculty, is I would do the thesis in something that you can understand more, that excludes sustainability, and that is more about, how a city kills rec and leisure, right? Because it's the levels of immaturity, they're really measurable of people in charge here, and who own things, the elites. But also just people that play a part. Like, I can't even enjoy singing here. And this falls under, there's such an adult children lack of maturity in people in charge, and you can't help them unless you can call their parents who do an intervention with you, and that's not going to be part of my thesis. Part of my thesis will be interviewing the people in charge to find out, if they see the barriers that they create, and if they're fictional view of themselves is they can see how they are obstacles in the roles they are in, and kind of ask why they don't care, right? And maybe even get them to participate in things to show where I'm leading, I'm facilitating, and get them happy and maybe excited about the actual industry they're working in. And of course there would be also what do you call them? Just forgot the word here. Did one of those in my master's courses. Focus groups, where community members would come and voice what I've been hearing since I got here, but people do it more like quietly than I do. I kind of criticize more transparently, and it gets accelerated by the lack of response, or the disrespectful responses when my intentions are good, not just for me to enjoy rec and leisure here, but others that you'll hear about in these focus groups. So what do you think, VIU? I mean, I know that probably, you can tell me if I'm wrong, VIU's ratings around the world have gone down, and how ratings are in big part related to, especially in particular websites that just talk about graduate programs, and you know how you've kind of let that go. And of course, when you guys refuse to respond in any competent or professional or sincere way to my letter firing you, proving me right, you also prove the government right to not agree to include the word innovation, because you got to walk the talk for that, right? In the name of the program. The other thing, though, is Student Aid BC will have to be involved, because I'm not paying any more fees. You owe me fees. I've explained this. And I also want to trust in the province again. That means they will need to prove to me that the information I gave them was used, right? I don't want to waste my time with this thesis either. I know the city of Prince Rupert won't really take it seriously unless the province or CBC talks about my results in this thesis, right? And they do invite people doing research, except they probably don't like me. But the thing is what I reported to the province about funding going to Coast Mountain College, using me, victimizing me and my feline life partner, is it's not okay, and they better have taken back the $300,000 that was paid out for a program that wasn't given as intended. Paid out mostly to Coast Mountain College, but also got in the hands of a few elites in Kitkatla, and all facilitated by the corruption of the BCGAU, because the BCGU is all about getting more money for their members. It has nothing to do in their members learning to be more patient-centered or learner-centered or focused on the quality of their work. It's all about more money, as if they're the only ones who can't make ends meet as, you know, higher consumers. Like, I can't make ends meet, and I'm not a consumer like you, and I'd be a freaking millionaire if Coast Mountain College had given me a part-time job. It's silly. When I got a perfect grade and helped out the lady who could barely get off the floor by herself in the first aid courses, one lady that's training me, or not training me, but kind of preparing me for the contract where my identity was really used fraudulently for them to receive money, these elites, is, don't upset her. She's like, we need her. And they don't think about, well, that's one way you could have kept me, is she trains me to become the new instructor. Of course, it's great that it's not full-time, right? And I could do other things. But the thing is they don't think about students or in the long term. They think about surviving one day at a time and status quo and path of least resistance for more money.